Hey everybody, Mitsuo Kami here, and today is not a good day. So, for those who don't know, YouTube is pushing out a brand new AI system that is basically going to determine whether you're a child or not, based off your search history alone. And the only way to unflag yourself, and I'm going to assume the moment they flag you as a child, you'll be restricted out of your account. So the only way to undo that said flagging of you being a child is to either one, send a selfie of yourself, or two, give out your ID, not your actual government ID. I cannot tell you how bad this is. This is by far the worst idea YouTube has ever came up with so far. I mean, YouTube has some pretty bad ideas over the course of the years they've been on this platform, but this is going to mess up so many people. Because one, what happens if there's another data breach with YouTube? What happens if YouTube gets hit with a data breach? That means okay, let me explain. Say like everyone does this, everyone verifies their age through YouTube and all that other good stuff. What's stopping someone from just waking up one day, hacking into YouTube, and then immediately just started doxing everybody? It just putting everyone's personal information out there, and I mean every single person's personal information. And I can assure you that is a bad idea. That is horrible. That is a horrible idea. Because of that path, because of that, if this rule comes into play, it's going to mess up everybody. And with all the crazy stuff that's been going on in the world lately, with the whole collective shout censoring games and adult games, then you got the UK and the UN basically with the Online Safety Act, and they're like censoring websites and stuff like that. Then you also got Spotify basically doing the same thing along with Wikipedia. And then you also have Visa and MasterCard lying, saying that, we were forced by collective shout to do X, Y, and Z. It's just a hot mess. It's just a literal hot mess with this. And what makes it worse is the fact that these quote unquote people, like, how do I explain? Basically, let me say it like this so that way people can understand. Basically, YouTube, the UK, and all of them, they all say the exact same thing when it comes to this type of stuff. They're saying the reason why we ask for your identification so that way we can protect kids. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to protect kids as much as the next person, but why do I have to sacrifice my personal information, put myself at risk of being doxxed or basically having my identity stolen and everything else in between to protect some kids who either one are not mine or two don't even know who I am, and neither. It's stupid. Like, I understand, yes, protect the kids. They're supposed to be safe, but there are ways you could protect these kids that doesn't involve sacrificing everything else. That whole sacrifice the many to save the few mentality is a flawed mentality, because all it does is just makes you look like a criminal, in my point of view, or at least make you do stupid stuff that you don't need to be doing. And that's the reason why I'm kind of making this video. Yes, it's a rant video, and I apologize if it comes off as that way. I know a lot of my content creators are not big fans of me ranting and stuff, but this is serious, because I'm so sick of the whole "we need to think of the children" mentality, when every time they said they want to make a law or a rule that's supposed to protect children, but it does the polar opposite of what it was supposed to do. Like, like, shoot, take YouTube's new rule, for example. Their main reason why they're making it is so that way they can protect kids, but everyone already saw right through it, because they knew that the moment this rule comes out, it's not protecting kids. If anything, it's making it 10 times harder for adults to basically be an adult. Two, it basically criminalizes adults for just looking at anything that's not politics all the damn time. And three, most importantly, it just makes everyone's job as a content creator, especially if you're on the YouTube Partner Program, it makes it 10 times harder. Now, I may have mentioned this before, but there is rumors saying that probably the only people who are probably not going to be truly affected is either one, the people on the Partner Program, if that's a thing, I highly doubt it is, or two, you have YouTube Premium. which that is a little unfair because it's like not everyone can afford YouTube Premium and not everyone wants to buy YouTube Premium, because again, that's stupid. But here we are once again because people want to do this really, really dumb thing like censor everything or force people to reveal their personal information. Because if I gotta reveal my ID to people at that point, I might as well just give you my social security card number at that freaking point. Like, I'm sorry, like the way how they're asking for this at that point, you might as well just ask for my social security card number while you're at it. So yeah, this is, and I don't care if YouTube quote unquote silence my channel or something because they already technically silence it anyway. Like they barely do anything to actually freaking help my channel grow. They'll help some other channel that has like 10,000 or a million subscribers, but my little 200 channel, they ain't gonna do anything for it. So if they silence it, there's not really much I can say. But the point is, this needs to stop. This whole we need to censor ourselves so that way the kids can be safe, and then they turn around and do some dumb crap. Yeah, no, I'm not going to keep playing this game of let's protect the children only for you to screw me over literally a week later. I'm tired of doing that. I've been screwed over multiple times in my life. I've been stabbed in the back more times than I could possibly care to count. That is not online, of course, but it's just ridiculous. And I'm so sick of these people, especially people like in the UK or the United Nations, who keep saying this whole we need to protect the children. So in order for us to protect the children, we have to censor this, censor that, block this, block that. We can't have you talking about this subject matter. We can't have you talking about that subject matter. We can't talk about this or that. And it just gets on my nerve because in my point of view, you're one of those type of people that think that life is so scary. It's so bad up in these streets. It's spooky up in these streets. So we got to censor and block and prevent everything from even setting foot on anything. We have to, because that's basically how these British people's mindsets, that's how half these censor happy jockeys freaking mindset goes, that the world is so bad we need to censor everything. But all it's going to do is just make, one, it's going to make people more ignorant. Two, it's just going to make things 10 times harder when you eventually reveal what's been going on in the world to these people. It's going to make them crash out much worse than what they normally would have crashed out if they knew about it, and so on and so forth. So it's like, you're basically wasting everyone's time with that. Your best bet is to just let nature take its course. But again, you have people out here who think that we need to censor the world in order for us to feel safe. Okay, then, if you do that, then what happens if a massive event takes place in the world and you need to know about it, but since the British company, YouTube, all these other freaking people saying you can't see it because it's too dangerous, but then too dangerous, and then when that said event comes to our doorstep, then you want to release information about it. It's like, or better yet, they just continue to play faint ignorance and just say, oh, it never happened. Oh, it never happened. Oh, it never happened. And then it's right on our doorstep and there's nothing we can do. Why do that? That is so dumb. So yeah, this whole YouTube AI thing where they're going to basically force us to reveal our personal information, I call bullshit on this. Pardon my French for saying that, but I call bullshit on this. Because this is not going to help anybody. If anything, it makes it easier for these kids to go into the dark web. Two, it makes adults' life 10 times harder than what it's supposed to be. And three, most importantly, it messes up so many content creators who don't have the luxury of being on the YouTube Partner Program or have YouTube Premium. That's all it does. It just screws over so many people for no reason whatsoever. So it's like, what are we supposed to do? Which is why I'm telling everyone who's watching my video, contact YouTube. If you got to add them on Twitter, you got to blow up their customer service lines, or or if you found a way to get in contact with them through their email, whatever the case may be, find a way to tell YouTube to change these freaking rules before it's too late. We have until like August the 13th to get this done. And to be honest, I don't know about you, this could unfortunately impact my channel. So if these rules are not changed by then, I'm already looking into alternatives, but if the rules do not change by then, I'm just gonna have to I'm gonna have to leave the platform. I'm gonna have to shut down my YouTube channel, and I'll just have to delete everything off my YouTube channel, even possibly delete my Google account and everything else in between. I cannot be on a platform where my personal information is in jeopardy. Well, I don't want to lose. I mean, hold on. Let me rephrase that. Yes, wherever you use the internet, your personal information is all going to be on jeopardy because somebody is going to try to hack into your shit. But my point is, I'm not giving them my personal information so that way they can just either one, sell it off, or two, some random hacker hacks into the YouTube's mainframe and just dox everyone out there. Because I don't want to end up waking up one day and have some random creepazoid sitting out my house looking at me like he about to do some weird stuff to me and my family. No, I don't want that to happen. Hence the reason why a lot of people do not reveal themselves on the internet or give people their true name, because that's what we were taught growing up. We were taught to never give our personal information out to anybody, regardless of who they are. The only time that's ever had to happen is either one, if you're filling out your taxes, of course, obviously, two, job applications, or three, if you're with family and friends. Now, I know, well, actually, never mind. That last one doesn't really count. But my point being is the fact that this is going to end horribly. So in conclusion, this is going to end horribly. I give it about a week before YouTube has to change some stuff on this rule. If they go down this path and continue to actually enforce this rule, I'll give it about a week before something goes wrong or somebody gets screwed over, or if a big name YouTuber gets doxxed because of this new rule. Because that's basically what it is. This rule is basically a walking, talking dox machine, essentially. It's going to dox people. But anyway, I think that's it for today's video. I do apologize for the seriousness of this video, but I need to put this out here because, again, this is going to put me in a very bad situation if things don't go out the way it should. If we don't get in contact with YouTube and try to tell them not to do this stuff, it's never going to get better. It's just going to keep getting worse. So anyway, that's it for today's video. Be sure to, I'll leave a link to, I apologize for the Twitter user whose name I'm about to freaking butcher. But shout out to Dexterio, I think that's how you say his name, for bringing this information out to the public. Okay, so anyway, guys, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss on any future content. And I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.